What's going on, guys? It is Saturday, October the 28th, late afternoon. We are about an hour beyond the end of that UCLA Washington game, and it's time to talk about it a little bit because I didn't make a pregame video because, one, I just kind of forgot, but honestly, I don't know. I didn't know what we had coming into this game. And this game was very enlightening to me. I learned some stuff today about this unit, and um, it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of team we get in the upcoming weeks because obviously this was a game at home against a mediocre UCLA team. You can learn some stuff, but you don't know what it means going forward against some of the slightly better teams that we're going to play this year. So let's talk about it. Washington wins by 3 touchdowns, and basically UCLA scored 2 garbage time touchdowns, so it was basically a blowout. It was a great win for the team. They played really well. They got it done. Defensively, there's very little to complain about. We got a ton of pressure on Josh Rosen. We knocked Josh Rosen out of the game. We don't know exactly how. He hurt his finger. He hurt his head. We don't know. But he left in the early parts of the third quarter and never came back. So we saw 2 different UCLA quarterbacks out there. Neither of them were very effective at moving the ball. They had a couple of drives here and there, a couple early in the game and then a couple when the game was over. But realistically, they couldn't run the ball effectively. They couldn't pass the ball effectively. They had a couple good plays throughout this whole game, but defense, without their number one cornerback, which maybe reared its head on a couple of plays out there today because UCLA did bust a couple bigger passing plays today. They had a 20-yard pass, a couple 20-yard passes, another 15-yard pass, but the pressure, for the most part, really made up for it. And we got a lot of pressure on, especially Josh Rosen today, so that was a very welcome sight. And those guys, they're solid. Nothing to complain about over there. The defense continues to bring it. Vita Vea had a great game. Just solid efforts all around there. Now, offense, because this is where we might have learned something today. I don't know if this was opponent dependent. I don't know if this was just a 1-week thing as a reaction to what happened 2 weeks ago. We looked like a Oklahoma wishbone team today. We ignored the passing game entirely in this game. Myles Gaskin got the ball, 27 times on the ground. He had a monster day, 169 and a touchdown. Levon Coleman, monster game on the ground. Salvon Ahmed, monster game on the ground. We had over 330 rushing yards in today's game. And we weren't busting 80-yard rushes or anything like that. We didn't even have a 40-yard run this whole game. We pounded that rock 58 times total, according to NCAA stats, which I understand they count, sacks as rushing attempts, which is stupid as hell. But point is, we ran the ball a lot today, and I can't complain. It was very effective. Gaskin, over 6 yards a carry. Coleman, almost 7 yards a carry. Ahmed, almost 7 yards a carry. Those guys balled out. And we were able to completely control most of this game just through the ground. First downs were turning into, second and threes. Second and fives were getting converted for first downs all game long. So everything I'm about to say is not really complaining because it worked so well today. But grand total, this team threw 12 passes today. This is not the kind of Washington Husky offense that I have seen for a long time. We played like a team that had a true freshman quarterback that they had no trust in. They played like a team, like I said, like a wishbone offense practically. Just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, like Army runs their offense some years, where you barely even remember that your team has the forward pass in their arsenal. Now, it worked. It worked beautifully. We amassed nearly 450 yards of offense in this game. But why did this happen? Was it just because we knew we could do it against UCLA and we knew we were going to be able to run the ball we wanted to against this defense, and we were just like, well, let's take it until they make us do something else, and they never did. Because if it is, great. We could have used that 2 weeks ago when we lost to Arizona State. Really could have used that. Was it because Jake Browning, either we don't trust him anymore or he's hurt? Because that would be very bad, because we got games against better teams coming up, and I don't believe we're going to be able to win those games with no passing attack. And today, basically, that was it. Most of our passing today was screen passes. We had a big screen pass to Levon Coleman. I think we had another couple of good screen passes, which is really just an extension of the running game almost. So even our passes weren't really passes. Dante Pettis had one catch this whole game. Quentin Pounds had one catch, and I think it was near the end of the game anyway. There was absolutely nothing going on in this game in terms of an explosive running attack, or excuse me, passing attack. And is it because we just lost Trey Adams and we don't trust our backup left tackle to hold up in pass protection? And we don't want to get our quarterback killed? Is that it? Is it because Hunter Bryant got hurt in the second quarter of this game? And basically without him, our passing offense is Dante Pettis and nothing else. And we just had to go to the pound it on the ground game. I don't know what the answer is, but all I know is that 2 weeks ago, our last game, our passing game was a joke. We looked completely unable to have an effective passing offense. And now we have the bye week. And this week, we basically gave up on the passing attack. And the only real highlight from the passing game this week was a pass to Gaskin that Jake Browning had down the sideline for what probably would have been a touchdown, a 50-yard touchdown, and he threw a pick. He made a bad pass, threw a pick right to the defender, and basically after that, I don't know if we passed the ball more than 3 times the whole rest of the game. So, yeah, I don't know where we stand as a passing offense right now. Last year, our quarterback finished 6th in the Heisman. And I know we lost John Ross, and now it looks like we might have lost Hunter Bryant. It's not great, but if you're trying to tell me we're going to try to beat a team like Stanford with no threat of a passing attack, I don't buy it. So, yeah, great win today. Like I said, defense played almost perfectly. 2 touchdowns in garbage time. I don't even give a rip about that. Offensively, we completely controlled the game, but if our strategy the whole rest of the season is just, our passing attack is bad, let's just not even think about passing the ball, let's run the ball on 80% of our plays, that's not going to be good enough, because I understand the air has gone out of this Washington Huskies season. We have effectively no chance of making the playoffs, in my mind anyway, but there's still stuff to play for. We can win the Pac-12, and we can hope we get lucky and hope we get in as the number 4 team in the playoff, and hey, I would be excited for everything all the same. But the team that I saw out there today, I don't know if they can do it. I don't know if it's a Jake Browning thing. I don't know if it's an offensive line thing because of the injury to Trey Adams. I don't know if it's a Hunter Bryant thing. I don't know if it's just a wide receiver thing in general. But this team turned into a run first, run second, run third, run fourth team today. And it was nice to see for 1 week, because we could have used it 2 weeks ago. But the other side of that is, what do we got when we really have to throw the ball? All right. I'll try to make a pregame video for the game next week, because now I kind of have a better idea of what we might have. Next week is Oregon, so you would certainly expect to win that game. But, yeah, interesting stuff today. See you guys later.